day to you. We're Group 5 and we're going to talk about the 7 steps in creating an operational plan, which are review the big picture, identify current strengths and weaknesses, set clear actionable objectives, determine the resources needed, assign roles and tasks, monitor your progress regularly, and lastly, be ready to adjust the plan. These topics will be furtherly discussed by my group mates, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. But first, let us know what operational planning is. Operational planning is the process of creating actionable steps that your team can take to meet the goals in your strategic plan. An operational plan outlines daily, weekly, and monthly tasks for each department or employee. Now, let us proceed to the steps.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to delve into a crucial aspect of business planning that often sets the stage for success, the big picture. Understanding the big picture is like having a roadmap that guides us through the strategic landscape of our business endeavors. Before we start, let us know what big picture is. In a general sense, the big picture refers to the comprehensive and overarching perspective of a situation, concept, or organization. It involves understanding the larger context, strategic goals, and key elements that influence decision-making and guide the overall direction of the entity. Next is the parts of the big picture and their importance. Firstly, we have our mission and purpose, the heartbeat of our organization. This defines why we exist and what we strive to achieve, which the entire business is built. Strategic goals comes next. These are the high-level objectives that lead us towards our mission. They provide a roadmap helping us navigate and make decisions in alignment with our long-term vision. Considering external and internal factors is like checking the weather before a journey. External factors like market trends impact our path, while internal factors such as strengths and weaknesses shape the journey itself. Stakeholder consideration. Stakeholders are our travel companions on this journey. Understanding their needs and expectations ensures a smoother ride and strengthens our relationships along the way. Long-term vision and adaptability. Our long-term vision is the destination we aim for, but it's equally important to be adaptable, to navigate unexpected detours and ensure our journey remains relevant and successful. In terms of facility planning, we must carefully choose our resting spots, where we locate our facility, the legal landscape we navigate. These decisions play a vital role in our journey's success. Constraints and operating capacity. Recognizing constraints is acknowledging the road's limitation. By understanding them, we can plan our route effectively. In conclusion, the big picture is our guiding star in the vast business universe. It's not just about knowing where we are, but understanding where we want to go and how we'll get there. As we embark on this exploration of the big picture, let's keep in mind that every decision, every detail, contributes to the masterpiece that is our business.
Now for the second step, business must identify their current strengths and weaknesses. Well, just imagine yourself as a businessman or part of a company and you're sitting in a meeting room with your team and you're all tasked with creating a new operational plan for your business. But before you can dive into the specifics of what you want to achieve, there's an important step that you need to take. Identify your business strengths and weaknesses. When we talk about a company's strength, it may include strong brand reputation, financial stability, skilled workforce, or strong leadership that poses positive characteristics of business that they can take advantage of. On the other hand, weaknesses may include weak brand recognition, high debt levels, lack of innovation, and inefficient operations, all of which are negative aspects of business that may also negatively impact them. So why do you think it is important for businesses to identify their strengths and weaknesses in creating an operational plan? Well, the answer may lie in transparency. It is important that companies know their current situation before devising a plan. That is why understanding your strengths and weaknesses is crucial for creating a realistic and achievable operational plan. It also helps you to first build on your strengths where businesses could leverage their existing advantage to gain a competitive edge. Second is to address your weaknesses and identify areas that need improvements to avoid potential roadblocks. Third is to assess the external factors that would give rise to opportunities for a business that present potential growth and development. And fourth is to identify and combat the threats that pose challenges or risks to your business such as competition. While discussing these points may actually remind you of one strategy that as business students we often encounter even before in our past subjects. Do you have any idea? Well, if you are thinking about SWOT analysis, you are correct. Well, just a refresher, what do you think is SWOT analysis? S stands for strengths, W for weaknesses, O for opportunities, and T for threats. In this regard, through the implementation of SWOT analysis, companies can properly know and assess their strengths and weaknesses in order for them to comprehensively plan the next step that they need to take.
The third step is setting clear and actionable objectives. You can set specific short-term targets that will help you achieve your long-term goals. It describes your goals and milestones for the year that relate to the operational plan. These are your business responsibilities described in detail based on the timeline for the operational plan. So, how do you create these clear and actionable objectives? We make use of the SMART goals. So, when we say SMART goals, these are your specific, measurable, achievable, and time-bound goals. So when we say specific, it needs to be answering what are the tasks that need to be accomplished and who is responsible for the task that needs to be accomplished and what is the steps to accomplish the task. So what is the step-by-step process? Next, the goal needs to be measurable. This is quantifying your goals or setting a trackable benchmark to track your goals, the progress of your goals. Next is it needs to be achievable. It needs to be realistic. It's something you can accomplish and you can handle with the resources you have, with the manpower you have, and the ability and skills that you have. Next, it needs to be time bound. So this is a time frame to set when the tasks need to be done, when you will start the tasks, and when are you expecting to finish the tasks. These are needed to accomplish the goal in time. So that's what makes up your clear and actionable objective using SMART goals. So an example of this is increase sales by 10% in the next quarter, or let's say increase production rate by 20% in the next quarter, or increase your business scope by 40% in the next quarter. So this goal is something that is achievable with the resources that you have. It is specific, it is measurable, and like 20%, that's your goal. And it is time bound. You have a date when you'll start and when you're expecting to finish the goal.
It is important to consider the following key resources when creating operational plan. There are some steps of resources needed. Number 1, human resources. It includes assessing staffing needs, training requirements, and potential recruitment. Number 2, financial resources. Financial resources involves considering the cost associated with implementing the plan and ensuring adequate funding is available. Number 3, physical resources. This includes evaluating the availability and sustainability existing resources and identifying the additional requirements. And the number 4 is technology resources. This involves assessing the technology infrastructure and determining the upgrades of new investment needed. And the number 5 is information resources. This includes considering the resources of information and ensuring access to relevant data. And the number 6 is supplier and partner resources. Supplier and partner resources involves establishing relationship and agreements to ensure a smooth supply. And the last resources is time and scheduling. This includes considering the time required for each activity and ensuring that resources are allocated accordingly. By effectively managing and optimizing resources will increase the chances of successful plan implementation and attainment of goals.
The next step is assign roles and tasks. In assigning roles and tasks in an operational plan in a business is important in ensuring the smooth execution of responsibilities. To begin with, defining the scope and skills. Scope pertains to clearly defining the boundaries, expectation, and deliverables of the operational plan that may include understanding the overall goals, specific objectives, and individuals' tasks involved. Skills refers to the identifying the knowledge, abilities, and competencies needed to complete each task successfully by considering existing team members' skills and potential training need. Also, the utilization of RACI matrix is a good practice as it breaks down roles and responsibilities. That ensures clarity, accountability, and collaboration. The R means responsible, referring to the individual who will perform the task. The A means accountable, referring to the person ultimately responsible for the task completion. The C means consulted, pertaining to the individual who provide input or feedback throughout the process. The I means performed, pertaining to the individuals who kept updated on the progress and result. Moreover, considering individuals' strength that matches task to individual strength and interests, and to identify opportunities for skill development. And finally, communication and collaboration, to clearly communicate the operational plan and foster collaboration and communication throughout the process.
Now that we've talked about your basic steps and actions that are needed to start your operational plan of a business, now let's talk about how to track and maintain your progress, specifically your profit, your income, your expenses, and your assets through the use of a cash flow forecast. So what is a cash flow forecast? A cash flow forecast is a tool where you can track down your sales, your income, your expenses, your assets, and your percentage of your business. Okay, so we have here the most basic example on how to make a cash flow forecast using spreadsheet. I'm using Microsoft Excel as a platform. And over here we have the title of the business or the transient business. I'm using it as an example. And under here we have the different months throughout the year, so in that way you can track your income and expenses every month of the year. Now over here we have our money in. It's basically our income and sales. Under our income and sales we have our unit A or apartment A that we put up for transient, apartment B, our parking fees, and others. This is basically all the sources of income in your business. And over here we have our money out or our expenses of the business. Under our expenses we have our rent, our payroll, our advertising, and our materials needed for this business. And the great thing about using spreadsheet is that it automatically computes the numbers for you. For example, if I were to change the income of apartment A for that month, I can just put the changes and it automatically computes the numbers for you, as well as your closing balance. Now another great thing about spreadsheet is that it can give you percentage. For example, if I wanted to know how much of percentage I'm spending on materials in my business, I can simply get the formula for it and divide it by my total income, and it gives me the total percentage that I spent solely on materials alone. And that is the great thing of having a cash flow forecast to track your progress in your business. Having a cash flow forecast is beneficial for several reasons. Number one is it uses cloud storage Therefore, you'll never lose progress because it's automatically saved in your data. Number two is it gives you the numbers and the percentage on how your business is doing. Number three is it is easy to use, therefore you don't need to hire anybody else to do it. You can just do it yourself. And number four is it creates financial discipline because you can see and track your numbers, you know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Also, the use of cash flow forecast is not entirely exclusive for business owners only. If you're a student like myself and you want to track your money, then using cash flow forecast would be very helpful for your financials. And remember, when it comes to money or to your business, you always have to listen to your numbers.
Step 7. Be ready to adjust your plan. An operational plan is not static. It's not always the same. It needs to be reviewed in order to know if adjustments are needed. Adjustments may be needed in order to address a problem or to take an opportunity. For example, you are a manager of a fitness gym and you notice that a lot of people's New Year's resolution is to go to the gym.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
Now, every year, you make membership discounts in order to get more customers and generate profit. We also adjust when we have to address a problem. An example is one of your employees is resigning. In order to not be short-staffed, you, as a manager, need to hire and train a new employee. So, as a last step, you need to be ready to adjust your plan because even a well-written operational plan will most likely need adjustments.
Now that you know the 7 steps in creating an operational plan, you can apply these whenever you are going to start up your own business in the future. Thanks for watching!